What does it mean to be human? To us, it means to be experiential, or to understand things best through having actually experienced them. Let's take a minute to visualize. A waterfall cascades down, strong. You feel some mist hit you and hear it rushing. A festival, crowded and loud, music and people shouting and laughing. Fireworks take your breath away as they explode in colors bright against the deep blue sky. A crowded street, people knocking against you, pushing around, looking down, just moving. Cars and buses, your senses overwhelmed, everything happening all at once. Sounds, sights, feelings, everything. All these things are experiences, many of which most people have gone through. It's easier for you to imagine now and to understand because you have been through it, you've felt it, you've seen it.
Many people believe that they can learn from seeing or hearing something, but you can't fully grasp a concept without having gone through it. You might know about the situation, but that's different from understanding it. You can't feel the emotions as well as know the intellectual context. You can have one, but not all of them, not the collective experience.
Humans understand things that happen to others in the context of their own experiences. For example, if you tell someone that you understand something they're going through, it's not because you've heard about the situation before, it's because you went through something similar.
This is why it's extremely important in children to experience things and learn hands-on, because it is how they come to understand the world. According to Nord Anglia International School, learning opportunities are far greater when children have the chance to experience something firsthand. Not only does it allow children the opportunity to use all their senses when they are exploring a new object or space, but it can also improve behavior as the child is more engaged, increase motivation, and help develop communication and language skills as experiences give children something to talk about and consequently further develops their understanding of the world. Children must use all senses to fully experience, to fully develop an understanding. They can be told that lemons are sour, but they won't know truly what it tastes like or what it means to be sour until they have tried a lemon. Albert Einstein believed this too, shown in his quote, "The only source of knowledge is experience." He believed that all knowledge at some point comes from someone going through something. How else would you know how something works, or how it tastes or sounds? Again, you can hear about it and know about it, but that's not the same as understanding it.
This is further reinforced in the play The Death of a Salesman when Biff says,
I spent 6 or 7 years after high school trying to work myself up, shipping clerk, salesman, business of one kind or another, and it's a measly matter of existence. To get on that subway on hot mornings in the summer, to devote your whole life to keeping stock and making phone calls, selling and buying, to suffer 50 weeks of the year for the sake of a 2-week vacation, when all you really desire is to be outdoors with your shirt off, and always to have to get ahead of the next fella, and still that's how you build a future.
In this, Biff explains that he can't just be satisfied by believing he is ahead of someone else in life. He needs to physically build something. He needs to feel something and watch it be created, to show progress. Not all people feel the same way he does, but he demonstrates that people need to go through an experience to get something out of it. In this case, the experience of building something to get the satisfaction of completion.
This is also shown with change, and how people talk about it but don't engage unless it directly affects them. Many people know about issues in the world and know how bad they are and that they need to change. However, since they have not been affected by it, people don't understand the full range of what it encompasses, and they do not work as hard for the change that the world needs. This is emphasized in the poem Let America Be America Again by Langston Hughes. It states, "I am the poor white man, I am the Negro, I am the red man, I am the immigrant, and finding only the same old stupid plan of dog eat dog, of mighty crush weak." This references the fact that oppressors in America never understood what it was like to be oppressed, and hence why they discriminated against minorities and others with no sign of change. This is a big part of why change takes so long to happen. We have to engage in the world to be able to fully understand how to make change happen.
In A Raisin in the Sun, the white neighborhood, Clybourne Park, did not bother the Youngers or any African Americans, calling themselves peaceful. But as soon as the Youngers tried to move into their perfect white community, they sent someone to try to prevent it. They only did anything when it pertained to their experience of their neighborhood and threatened to affect them, further demonstrating our point. In AP Human Geography, we watched Free Solo, and the man, Alex, talked about why he felt the need to do what he did. He wanted to free climb El Capitan because it was such a hard thing and experience that no one had ever gone through. No one fully understood why or what he was doing while he was preparing or even after it. They didn't see things from the point of view of the man who was doing it, but rather from the outside. They didn't fully understand what Alex would get out of having been the first one to free climb El Capitan.
In the book The Color of Water, James McBride talks about how he often struggled with his identity because he was in the middle of two worlds. He was able to see from a unique position that people of different races had a hard time understanding each other. His white mother could not understand fully what her children were going throughout school, and other white people, quote, disliked her for being a white person in a black world. Page 8. They did not understand her situation as it was one they had never been in, especially in the segregated world of the time. James McBride also did not fully understand the hate of the Black Panthers because he had a white mother.
In an article by Stephen Guise, he states, "It seems to me that my view of the world will only really change based on what I and not others experience. Though I don't believe in fate, we do seem to be at the mercy of our own experiences." This article speaks to how we indeed are experiential beings, altered by our experiences and what we receive from them.
As written in the article by Psychology Today, the human capacity to learn exceeds that of any other animal. Indeed, our massive memories and impressive computing power are the engines of all that make us different from other animals. Because humans can hold so many experiences in their minds and learn from all of them, they are able to use them to be part of who they are and how they understand the world. Additionally, this is shown by the human ability to learn something after the first experience, instead of how animals will do the same things hundreds of times without knowing to stop. For example, have you ever burned your hand? You have once, and immediately learned from that to not touch hot things or it would cause pain. Studies on other animals have shown that they will have to do the same thing and go through it multiple times in order to learn to stop doing it.
Overall, being human is a complex and interesting thing that's hard to put a label on, but at the heart of being human is to understand through experience. We take what we have gone through and apply it to ourselves, letting us be shaped by everything around and inside of us. We don't know unless we've gone through. We can't learn unless we experience.